Joining me now is, I consider this guy a guru. I mean, he's amazing. In PR and communications, he's been in the business for over 20 years. He has been an entrepreneur. PR specialist and total exposure CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the show, Mr. Jeremy Briar. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, Stu. Nice to be here.
It's quite an honor to have you on the show.
It's great to be here, as I said. Thank you very much.
And we're actually having a little bit of a chat earlier. I was asking you, how long have you been in entrepreneurship? You said 2 decades.
Yes.
What was your first business?
So, well, this was my first business from a PR point of view. I'd come from a background of media and then into music.
Okay, so you had been working.
I had been working and kind of saw the gap. And in your intro you spoke about Hollywood, and Hollywood doesn't move without publicists. And at that time, we kind of sat and looked at the market and said, there are no publicists in this country. There were only public relations firms. And the way it was being practiced was very much it was pretty women in short skirts, that horrible cliche.
Yeah.
And so we saw that opportunity and went out on our own, took a little bit of the pension money that I had saved up over the years and said, I'll invest this. And if we can survive for 6 months, well, we can survive.
How difficult was it back then to convince people that they needed this skill?
Well, I think we'd seen a gap. So it wasn't that difficult. And I suppose for me, those are some of the lessons around it, is kind of, we had a track record. We had a network of people that we'd been dealing with, albeit in permanent employment. So we had some of our own credentials, and it was very easy to at least then get the door open. And once we got our foot in the door, we could demonstrate that actually there was a very clear need for this, and we had a good solution.
And what exactly do you guys do? For a layman in the street who's watching now, like what is PR and comms? What do you guys do exactly?
Well, I mean, I suppose we look after our clients' reputation. So we build their reputation. So either directly, I mean, the landscape has changed. So previously, media would be the interface for that. So, you launching your energy drink, you would come to somebody like us, we would craft a communications campaign that says, how do we take it to market? How do we start talking to people? What is it we're wanting to tell them? What channels do we use? So that hasn't changed, but obviously there's another aspect to it now, and that with digital, you're talking directly to your audiences. It's less and less through the filter of media, but it's just another channel. And it's really how you use them tactically. So
with the advancement of technology and the digital space, you guys are playing a role in that space effectively.
You have to. I mean, I think the big thing that's happened is it's fragmented. You know what I mean? There's so many platforms now. There's so many outlets. It's very difficult to build mass campaigns. And that, television used to be the mass medium. You could get to people very quickly, and lots of them just through television. Now people just consume in little chunks. So you've got to be a lot more strategic and a lot more tactical as to, and I think you're kind of overwhelmed with all of this information and coming at you. So you really got to be quite strategic as to how you break through that.
So has the social media enhanced the PR and comm space, or it has taken away from your business?
No, look, it can only enhance. I mean, I think if it had taken away from the business, we wouldn't be in business. It's the reality. Okay. So we've had to, and I suppose that's the other thing around, the exciting thing around entrepreneurship and the challenging thing around entrepreneurship is you have to change constantly. I mean, we can't just sit back. I mean, we have to be kind of at the cusp of what's unfolding from kind of technology, the market, etc., to stay relevant. Otherwise, if we hadn't, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah, so many people say the careers of the likes of your Chris Browns, especially after he had a situation with Rihanna, was saved by PR. Yes. PR guys like yourselves. And I mean, I remember I had my own fair share of a lot of noise around when I launched my energy drink last year.
Yes.
What role does a company like yourself play in what do they call it? They call it
crisis communication.
Yes. Yeah. Crisis communication. Okay.
Yeah. Look, I suppose the main role is let's not get there firstly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the advice and what you would try and mitigate is that you don't get to that crisis situation. The other thing that you would do is try and plan for when you do get to that crisis situation. And it's complicated, and I think it's become more complicated in the digital space because it just travels so quickly. You know what I mean? To try and keep a handle on it. So there's no quick, easy solution, but I mean, you've got to be alive to it. You've got to respond quickly, and you've got to just stay on top of it and keep kind of telling people, talking to people, communicating. But it's not. I mean, I think as you probably found out, it's not simple.
Yeah.
But it's a great opportunity. It's about trying to just change the narrative. And that's really what you're trying to do, I suppose, from a communications perspective and certainly from a crisis perspective as well.
Yeah.
It's how do we get it back on.
And total exposure, do you do corporate clients only, or you also do individuals like celebrities?
We've always been niched within the lifestyle and entertainment market. So it is mainly kind of corporate clients, but it really is around entertainment, media, etc. We do one or two celebrities in terms of, so we represent Jeannie D in South Africa, for example. We look after her from a kind of management perspective and some of her communications. But other than that, it's really, there's a lot of television clients in the competitive area, but we do music. So we just did Nicki Minaj, her tour, and then right through to arts. We represent Standard Bank with all of their arts portfolio, their jazz and National Arts Festival, etc.
And how does one get in touch with you guys? How do I find out more about Total Exposure?
Well, obviously online, our website, and then through all the social media channels. So you'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. But totalexposure.co.za is a good place to start.
Mr. Jeremy Briar, CEO of Total Exposure, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.